I've just picked up a brand new caravan from Hilltop Caravans. It's called the Morrison. It's an 18-foot, 5-inch caravan, single axle. Now, the thing about this van is that it's built to celebrate Hilltop's 10th anniversary in manufacturing. It's a limited edition caravan. In fact, the van that I have on the back of this patrol is the first Mawson that Hilltop has ever built. And they've given me a loan of this van for a couple of days, and I'm taking it down to my favourite little spot in Victoria, Golden Beach. There's a campsite down there that I've discovered, and I've been wanting to camp down there for quite some time. So come along, and I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, we are just rolling into Golden Beach now. It's a beautiful little town, lovely beach right there on the 90-mile beach. Look, the weather has improved, so I dare say we will see if we can reach that campsite that I mentioned. Can't quite remember actually what the access is like in terms of overhanging branches. All we can do is go and have a look.
And here's the track I was talking about. It's a long sandy track, goes all the way to a little camp area right by a lake. Beautiful little spot. Look, I'm pretty iffy about the weather, to be honest. It could go either way. It's overcast, but I'm thinking I might give it a crack. If it starts to really come down, we'll get out of here quick smart. Worst case scenario, I've got an air compressor, some traction boards. We'll give it a go. It happens, you're on your way to a campsite and you're blocked by one branch. How about that? It's a little high for me to reach. Don't have a roof rack to stand on. Don't want to damage the loaner Mawson by Hilltop. These embankments are steeper than they probably look on camera. So to even climb up them with the caravan, it's pretty dicey, to be perfectly honest. So I'm just mulling my options at the moment. Do I give it a crack? Worst case scenario, you know what? We can go camp on the foreshore. It's not a big deal. If this branch was just a little bit further down that way, I'd be all right, because I can climb the embankment here with the patrol and the caravan. But where I am here, it's just steeper than it looks. I could maybe do it, I could maybe not. I'll probably damage something. So you've always got to come prepared, step ladder, an axe, and I'd be okay. Sadly, I have neither. I think I'll call it. Well, that was fun. I guess it's handy to have a few reversing skills when it comes to caravans. This is why it's always handy to know what you're getting yourself into. Let's go to the foreshore. Well, there you go. I'd actually forgotten that Golden Beach has this little RV park, which is silly because I come down here all the time. You'd think I would have known. It's not quite on the foreshore, it's just on the other side of Shoreline Drive, but you do have the ocean a 2-minute walk away. Now, you'll notice that the Morrison does come with a blackjack trailer jack, but I do have the standard jockey wheel, so I think I might just use that actually. And then we might hop inside and I'll give you a little look around. You know, I tell you what, Hilltop really does make a nice caravan. And I have never spoken to a Hilltop owner who did not speak highly of this manufacturer, and I've spoken to a lot. And you know what, to me, that actually speaks more loudly than anything I could tell you. People who use these caravans for weeks and months on end, speak to them, they love them. Now, I actually haven't seen much inside this caravan except for a very quick look when I picked it up from Hilltop this morning, so you're pretty much gonna see my genuine first reaction. Let's have a look. I mean, what's not to like? These caravans are so nicely put together. Look at this, rear club lounge, split bathroom, little kitchen, little offside sink. It's a different layout, but I like it. See, when I walked in, I was actually expecting for there to be a full wall here so that you've got the split bathroom fully closed off, but we don't. We can close it off here by the looks of it with a door. So that's different. Big corner shower. It's large, I like it. So here we have a recessed induction cooktop with 2 burners. Now this caravan also comes with this microwave. It's a 3-in-1 combo unit set below the hot plate and at a great height too. So this caravan, it comes with 2 200 amp hour lithium batteries with 800 watts of solar on the roof, and it's all managed by the onboard high-tech power management system. Let me give you a quick overview about the brains behind this system. Collectively, it's known as the PowerSync 3680 RV management hub, and it contains 3 main components. First of all, you have a 3-in-1 charger, which gives you up to 40 amps of AC charging, up to 60 amps of DC to DC charging, and up to 60 amps of solar charging via the MPPT solar controller, all inbuilt into that one charging system. The second component to talk about is the 2600 watt pure sine wave inverter, which provides surge power up to 5200 watts. Finally, you have the central controller, which has wireless controllable outputs. It provides real-time power consumption monitoring, as well as water level indicators, all viewable via the digital display screen or the intuitive smartphone app. Here we have the High-Tech Power Solutions digital display. On the home screen, we can see the state of charge of the onboard lithium batteries. We can see the load being placed on the battery, and we can also see the solar input, which right now is hovering between 60 and 65 watts. It is first thing in the morning, the sun's barely up in the sky. And sliding to the next screen, we can immediately see all the individual light circuits for the Caravan, and we can control each one at the push of a button. The next screen allows us to also view and control individual 12-volt circuits of the Caravan. The final screen is a digital representation of the current flow inside the van. It's the power going into the batteries and the power going out. And we can also individually control up to 2 water pumps. Another neat thing about this system is it gives you real-time information about what's going on with your water tanks. As you can see, our tanks are actually empty, so that's a good reminder I need to get out the hose and fill them up. And another handy bit of information is it'll give you the temperature of inside and outside the Caravan. I've found that the app pairs seamlessly thanks to the QR code that's provided, and here on the home screen we get all the same information as we do on the digital display. We even have a remote switch, so if we're leaving for the day and we want to shut off all power, we can do it with one button. We can control our water pumps, we have the same information in regards to our water tanks, and we can see our lithium battery is on 95% state of charge. The lights functions are the same, and here we can control other 12-volt circuits such as the rear work light, various reading lights, our range hood, we heard that just come on, and our entertainment systems and more. And here is where we can delve a little more deeply into the system. We can select our battery profile. We can rename various outputs if we like. We can enable or disable our water pumps. And here's another digital representation of the current flow. And look, we can see that the system is automatically selecting solar as our preferred input at the moment. It tells us how much is going into the battery, how much is going out. We have no AC charging at the moment because we are off grid. Okay, so this is where they keep the high-tech 4G Wi-Fi router. They've also got a 4G antenna mounted to the roof of the Caravan at the back. So we can mount a TV here. We've got the cabling right here in the locker. Nice and convenient. I really appreciate when they provide separate USB or 12-volt points at the dinette so that you can charge your phone or whatever it is. So not only do we have a USB point on this side, which is fantastic, we've also got one here on the other side. So from a usability, livability perspective, small details like that, I reckon are well worth noticing. And here's something else I noticed straight away. We've got windows all around. On this side, and behind. So, this is where you're gonna sit back and relax. You wanna be able to take in the view. I reckon that's a good move. And you got your cup holders on either side. So here I can see the vent for the Gusto dust reduction system, which tells me the control panel should be in here. Yep, and here it is. And what that does is pressurize the inside of the Caravan when you're underway, keeping all that road dust outside where it belongs. Now, you know what I like about this is the way they have angled these overhead lockers in the corner. So often they're sort of squared off. Just aesthetically, it's got a nice look to it. So we have a large compressor fridge freezer from Dometic. Dometic rooftop air conditioner, can't go wrong. So moving forward to the bathroom, what do we have here? A front loader washing machine mounted to this partition, Thetford cassette swivel toilet. And look at this, mirrored door cabinet. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's rare to see a mirrored door cabinet in a Caravan these days. So to fit so much into this layout, they've obviously ran the bed east to west rather than north to south, which Personally, I don't mind. I think that's a really good solution. You've got the control right here for the onboard diesel heater, which, you know, putting it by the bed, it just makes sense. You can warm up the caravan while you're still warm inside the covers. We have our flat screen TV, while over here we have a slimline wardrobe. One above and one below. So the bedroom might be a bit different, but we're not missing out on storage space either. And let's not forget, because you don't have a partition running the full width of the caravan, it really opens up the sense of space. And of course, if you want your privacy, you do still have a door right here. There's quite a bit going on the outside of the caravan, I think. Why don't we step outside and have a little look around? So here we have the control system for Cruise Master's BCS system. It's a sophisticated system that gives you very fine control over the airbag system for the Cruise Master ATX. Now this suspension is rated to 3 ton. And what would a caravan such as this be without a Fusion sound system? You've got a head unit inside. You can also control it here on the outside. 2 speakers inside and 2 on the outside. So moving forward on the near side, we do have access to our tunnel boot storage system, lined with galvanised sheeting, nice and spacious. One thing to note over here though is that we do have a gas bayonet. Now you might be wondering, why have we got a gas bayonet when inside it's all about induction cooking? Well, this actually makes sense to me and I give Hilltop points. See, although this caravan is gasless in the sense that we don't have gas coming through to the body, the living quarters of the caravan, the thinking here is to provide some gas plumbed up to this gas bayonet. So that way you can still, you know, fire up a gas barbecue, which to my mind is an excellent backup in case something goes wrong with the battery system. Not likely, but when you're out in the bush and something might happen or does happen, it's good to have that gas backup. I just think it makes sense. So even though we have that huge tunnel boot storage area, we do have yet more storage in this powder coated aluminium box here. It's got a slide out tray as well. As you can see, you know, it's designed really, I think, to suit a portable fridge because they've also included an Anderson point inside so you can, you know, keep the fridge powered. And as for the gas storage, it's here on the offside. So one thing I've noticed about Hilltop Caravans over the years is that they do put a lot of effort into protecting the vulnerable components underneath the caravan. And here's a case in point. Look at the protection given to the grey water outlet. That's the sort of thing that I do value in a caravan. I personally think that anything that can be broken, especially underneath, should be protected. So the tank for the diesel heater right here, once again protected by some checker plate, and yet more external storage space. We have another right through tunnel boot just here. So external storage options on this van, not a problem. So here at the back of the van, what have we got? Spare wheel, jerry can holder, reversing camera, and if you look up there, we've got a rear work light, as well as you can see the permanently mounted 4G antenna for the van's high-tech Wi-Fi router. So there we have it, the Morrison 18-foot 5-inch single axle by Hilltop Caravans. Now, as I said, this is a special limited edition caravan to celebrate Hilltop's 10th anniversary. And I tell you what, Hilltop, they just build a good caravan. There's everything you could possibly want and need on board this unit. I found it really comfortable for my getaway here at Golden Beach. It's nice to tow, and it's just a shame really that I couldn't get it down to that campsite that I was talking about. But you know what? Maybe if I leave the caravan here, I can jump into patrol and I can show it to you anyway. And if you like this content and you want to see more of it in your feed, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Well, I probably wouldn't have gotten the van through here anyway. We've had a lot of rain, you know, it's blocked by water. Might have been able to get in over there, but on balance, it's probably worked out for the best. But let's go have a look down by the water. So imagine being parked up here, right on the edge of that lake. It's just beautiful. I mean, I have brought my kids down here a number of occasions just to have a look around, kick a footy and that sort of thing. Never camped here before, but I've always wanted to. I just think it's amazing.